Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you. If you go to my website, if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4. They accompany each step of this series to help you. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube tutorials, and also you can find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day when you're actually working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really great, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And now we're going to look at the final question of paper B of the 2018 Grade 1 practice papers. So if you turn with me to page 10, we can go through that. These practice papers, exams from previous years, are an excellent revision resource. This is the first of the new exam syllabus with some slight editing on the layout of the paper. However, even the older papers are excellent preparation for your exam, and so I always suggest that you have a go of this on your own. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, it's always better to learn by your mistakes. Always work in pencil and then you can just erase any mistakes and have another go. You'll learn much more thoroughly that way. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this, and now we'll work through it together. So question 9, we have a list of questions that are all going to be referring back to this little extract. So let's see what we have first of all. So give the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So we need to be careful which clef we're in. We're in treble clef. So now glancing ahead, how high does it go? So this here is the highest note, and we know that the lines are every good boy deserves football. The top line is F, and so one above F is G, and so our highest note in this is G. Use a capital letter. We always use capital letters for writing note names. Now we're told that the melody is in the key of D major, and we can see that that's the key signature for F sharps and C sharps. And so we're now asked to find a bar and give the number of the bar that contains all of the notes of the tonic triad. It may not be in the same order, but they all need to be present. So let's think what we're looking for first of all. The tonic triad is built of the first, the third, and the fifth degree of the scale. So if we're in D major, D is the first, D, E, F, G, A. Of course it's F sharp, but your key signature will deal with that. So we're looking for a bar that's got D, F and A in it, at least in any order. So we have a D, we have an A, but there's no F, so that's no good. We have an A and we have an F, but no D. Got an A, but nothing else, so these won't do just yet. We have a D, we have an A, but no F, so that won't do. Keep going, we've got half to go yet. So we have an F and a D, but no A. Let's see, we have an F, we have a D, we have an A, so bar 6. And actually, just glancing ahead, we can see that there's a D, an A and an F also in bar 7, so either one of those will do. In bar 8 we have an A and a D but no F, so that won't do. So you could have had as an answer either bar 6 or bar 7, either one of those will do, but no other bar would be correct. So now a little bit of observation. How many bars contain a dotted crotchet, a dotted quarter note? So we're looking for one of those. There's our crotchet and it's dotted. So we have one here. We have one here. That's 2. 2 bars. There's one in this bar. That's 3 bars. And I can't see any more, so just 3 bars would have one of those notes in it. Okay, and now we're asked on which bar is the player told to pause or hold on to a note. Now to guess, it's going to be a lingering note at the end, and yes, right at the very end we can see a pause, or it's also known as a fermata. So that's our pause mark, and so that's a logical guess, but you could always just glance through. And so bar 8 has our pause mark. And so the last bit now, the lower 4 in 4/4, the time signature means crotchet or quarter note beats per bar, and that's true because if you think about it, just looking at your PDF document, we can see that the whole note divides into halves and then quarters, and that's why the bottom number is 4. Just think of your fractions. That bottom number 4 means quarter notes or crotchet beats, so that's true. And then this last question is 10 marks, 10 easy peasy marks just for copying. So there's no excuse but to keep it neat and tidy and make sure that we include everything that's there. We even get a bit of a checklist. Don't forget the clef, the key signature, the time signature, the tempo marking, dynamics, and all other details. So make sure you've got a really nice sharp pencil, have an eraser to hand so that if you do go wrong, you can just tidy that up. Now, excuse me, make sure that you're copying the correct bit. So we're asked to copy from the start of bar 1 to the end of bar 3. Now I know that they've given us all of this great long line of music, but we're only going to the end of bar 3, and I'm going to keep mine aligned with theirs just so that I don't get lost. And then I'm going to keep all the notes aligned so that I can keep a track easily what I'm copying, and also I know it's going to be appropriately spaced and neat and tidy. So we need the clef, the key signature, keep those positioned carefully, treble clef, F sharp, C sharp, the time signature, the tempo marking, allegro moderato. You can do a bit of revision here and think allegro means fast, moderato is at a moderate speed, so it's a moderately fast tempo. And then, so long as you keep everything included, you can do this in any order. I prefer to get the note heads in, just get all the, I'll just position that up a bit, get all the blobs in the right place, and then I'll worry about stems and articulation marks after, but you can do it in any order you like. I just prefer to work this way, and then I'm dealing with things systematically. So I'm only going to the end of bar 3, don't need any more. So stems, put the dot after that. Nearly there. Use a ruler by all means, just to keep it neat and tidy. So now I need dynamic markings and articulation markings. So a bit of revision here, that's an accent mark. So make full use of these past papers, and even if it doesn't ask you to, just make sure you understand everything that's going on. Crescendo, that's a gradually getting louder. The symbol for that would be like the hairpin sort of opening out. So I need staccato markings here, and that's that. Let's see if I've left anything out. No, I think that's the end of that question, and that's the end of that paper. I do hope that's been of help to you. I hope it's helping you with your studies. I hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Please also do visit sharonbale.com and have a look around all of the resource and information that I've put there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.